Alright guys, so I really wasn't going to make a video today. I really didn't have anything to make a video on. It's just Sunday and I'm sitting around relaxing. Went and did some shopping this morning. But I was on some forums and there's a lot of guys, like newer guys starting off, and they're talking about, what do I need to do as far as like bagging leaves once fall comes, and with grass and heavy growth and bagging it. I don't have the money to buy a mower with a big bagging system, stuff like that. And the whole point is there was just a lot of guys on there just bashing them, so to speak. And they're like, well, if you're going to be a professional, you need to have this equipment. You look very amateur if you don't have the right equipment, this and that. And guys are just pounding on these newer guys. And the fact of the matter is, they're full of shit. It really doesn't have to be that way. There's so many other ways you can do this. Still be professional. Still leave an amazing product when you're done. Make a property look really good. So we're going to take a look back at some of my old clips, and I'm going to do a voiceover and narrate it kind of while I show you these clips, and I'm going to show you just exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm sure a lot of you guys will remember this. This was one of Ryan's properties, and there was a ton of leaves here. Now you see me mowing with this old dinosaur, this old Great Dane. This thing was a champ. But the fact of the matter is, I am not using a brand new top of the line mower. Okay, I can't stress to you guys enough, quit listening to these keyboard warriors, these idiots on these lawn forums telling you that you cannot do this work or you can't do as good of a job unless you go and buy a $13,000 mower with a $3,000 bagging system. Stop listening to that garbage. It is not true. Every one of them guys started off with nothing, just like the rest of us. High horse, pedestal, whatever they're on, don't listen to them, okay? You can see me here, I'm mulching it up. I'm not doing anything special, not even running gator blades on here. There's nothing but high lift blades on this mower when I'm doing this, and it's not shooting out the side because I have a mulch plate on the side, which I built out of scrap steel. I have videos on how to build mulch plates 3 different ways, whether you have a welder and know how to weld, or you don't and you just need to make one by cutting up some steel and bolting it together. So go back through my videos if you need to know how to do that, and you can make quick mulch plates. I made the one for this and it works phenomenal. So that's all I did. I put the deck at the highest setting and I threw that mulch plate on there and just started driving over it. As video never tells, these leaves are thick as all can be. And we could have mowed this. I could have went over it at an angle and then another time at another angle with the mulch plate off, and it would have dispersed and these would have been gone. But we end up bagging it, and I'll get back to that in a minute. So here's another one of my properties, and Ryan is running his ZK, and he doesn't have mulch blades on here either. He has regular high lift blades on here. We blew all the leaves into the grass, ran over them a couple times and mulched them up, and now you'll see in a minute we'll go over them one more time and mulch them up again. And here we are again. Didn't have to bag any leaves, and we just mulched everything up and got out of there, and the customer is very happy with the way the property looked. And the other thing is, when you mulch up leaves, it breaks down in the grass, decomposes, and it naturally fertilizes the grass, so your customer's yard's going to come in greener and thicker the following year anyway. That's one of the great benefits of mulch them. See, here I am just running over after he already did. I'm running over it one more time and they're about gone. Now, if you watch the video I did the other day, here's the Toro Grandstand. These leaves were about 1.5 feet, 2 foot thick in the center part of it there, and there was just a lot of leaves here. All I have on here are high lift short tail blades, and I just went over them a few times back and forth, just side discharging them out to break up the mass of them, the biggest part of them, and then I drop the deck down and I go over them a couple more times, and you'll see what it's going to look like here in a minute. Again, I'm not running a brand new mower. I'm not running a huge brand new expensive bagging system. I'm taking care of this no problem, and the customer's more than happy. You guys can make this happen with lesser equipment. You do not need it. All the bigger equipment, the fancy equipment, the big bagging systems, it's nice. It makes a huge difference. It makes it faster. It makes it easier in some cases. But the whole point of this video is to tell you guys that you can do this. Stop listening to these people. You can make this happen and still do a very good job and still look professional without having all this high-end equipment. In a second here, I'm going to get back to that first property, and I'm going to show you a cheap, easy way to bag them if you get to the point where, like I said, we could have gone over that 2 more times, even 3 if we absolutely had to, and made those leaves disappear. And the property would have looked great. But it was a time thing for us, and it was just easier, and we had the capabilities to bag, so that's what we did. So I'm going to show you a cheaper, easier way to make a bagging system. I've never once in all these years had a customer come out and tell me that it looks ghetto or they're embarrassed I'm on their property with it. I've had so many people, other lawn care companies in my area and customers, all come out and tell me that is genius. Where did you ever come up with that idea? So, and it's very cheap, and I have 4 different videos on how to make the bagging system, and it cost me a total of $26 in materials from Harbor Freight to make it, and I usually get 2 years out of every one that I make. So here it is, me throwing the accelerator on the side here, and that's that mulch plate right there I was just telling you about that I made out of just scrap steel. And whether you have a steel grass catcher or an aluminum accelerator, here's the tarp bag, and it makes it so that you can bag a lot more leaves before you have to go and dump. This holds more leaves than any expensive bagging system I've ever bought for any of my mowers. It is very effective, and all the videos I made over the years showing how to make this, so many subscribers have come back and said, you know what, I followed your video, I went to Harbor Freight, I bought the materials, you're not kidding, that thing is awesome. So you just, throw it on your grass catcher, whether you have a steel one, aluminum one, it doesn't matter. It works just the same. As soon as you turn the blades on, the air pushes back and blows the bag right up, and away you go. You start bagging, and if you just have the accelerator, or any grass catcher, you guys know they fill up fast. So this is the easiest way. I bagged the whole rest of this property right here without emptying that bagger. When I did go to empty it, there was only about half, maybe 3/4 of the way full on this bagger. So I was able to bag a lot of it and get it all done. So the point is, whether you guys are just going to mulch them up or you need a cheap bagging system, much cheaper than I know the grass catcher, whether you run a steel one or an aluminum one on the side, I know that's going to play a big part in the difference in price. You can get most steel grass catchers for like $200, $250. These accelerators are $600, and I highly recommend them. You guys know that. But if you can't, if you don't have the money to do it, you can still make this happen. And I'm showing you video proof. And that's the one thing that gets to me, these lawn care forums. And like I said, I saw a whole bunch of them last night, and then again this morning, these people bashing these newer guys, saying that they can't do it. But these guys will just sit there and comment all day long, and usually they shut up when you say back to them, where's your video showing that you can't do this? Or where's your video showing that this can't be done, or that can't be done, or you don't end up with a good product? And they usually shut up, because unlike them, the rest of us have actual video proof that this can be done and how this works. And as you can see right here, this property looks great. Once we were done bagging it, we took the bags off and went over it one more time just to stripe it up and make it look great. So now you see there's so many other options. I mean, when you build up to that and your business gets built up, you can buy a full bagging system for any mower. You can buy a walker, you can buy a Tiger Cat with a big bagging system in the back, a regular bag bagging system, or a clamshell. You can buy for fairs, you can buy for anything. But in the meantime, to get to that point, there's other things you can do like I just showed you, and it still leaves a phenomenal look when you're done, and still do it the right way. It just takes a little more time and maybe a little harder, but you can still do it. It can be done. So don't listen to this crap that all these people are telling you on these forums, unless they're giving you positive feedback and trying to help you. Disregard them, scroll through the comments, and look for one of us that are going to give you some positive feedback and kind of motivate you and help you to get to that next level. So take that for what it is, and I hope this helps some of you newer guys starting off, or some of you guys that have even been in it a few years and just don't know where to go or what to do or how to do it. Hopefully this helped you out. Hit that, as Billy says, hit that scribbity bobbity button, and we will see you guys in the next one.